Good morning. This is PJ. Welcome back to the daily lectionary readings. I apologize that there were not readings that were uploaded on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm not quite sure what happened. But today is Monday, May 22nd, 2023. We have our three daily lectionary readings. Psalm 99 is our psalm reading, Leviticus 9, 1 through 11, and then 22 through 24 is our Old Testament reading, and then 1 Peter chapter 4, verses 1 through 6 is our New Testament reading, and today we are going to be reading it out of the Modern English Version. Psalm 99. The Lord reigns, let the people tremble. He sits enthroned between the cherubim. Let the earth shake. The Lord is great in Zion. He is high above all the people. Let him praise your great and awesome name. He is holy. The king's strength loves justice. You establish righteousness, and you execute judgment and fairness in Jacob. Exalt the Lord our God and worship at his footstool. He is holy. Moses and Aaron were among his priests. Even Samuel was among them, who called upon his name. They called upon the Lord, and he answered them. He spoke to them in the pillar of the cloud. They kept his statutes and the ordinances that he gave them. You answered them, O Lord our God. You were a God who forgave them, though you took vengeance on their wrongdoing. Exalt the Lord our God and worship at his holy mountain. For the Lord our God is holy. Our Old Testament reading comes from the book of Leviticus, chapter 9. We start out with verses 1 through 11. And it came to pass on the 8th day that Moses called Aaron and his sons and the elders of Israel. Then he said to Aaron, take a young calf for a sin offering and a ram for a burnt offering, without blemish, and offer them before the Lord. To the children of Israel you shall speak, saying, take a male goat for a sin offering, and a calf and a lamb, both a year old, without blemish, for a burnt offering. Also an ox and a ram for peace offerings, to sacrifice before the Lord. And a grain offering mixed with oil. For today the Lord will appear to you. They brought that which Moses commanded before the tent of the meeting, and the entire congregation drew near and stood before the Lord. Moses said, this is the thing which the Lord commanded that you should do. Then the glory of the Lord shall appear to you. Then Moses said to Aaron, go to the altar and offer your sin offering and your burnt offering, and make atonements for yourself and for the people, and offer the sacrifice of the people, and make atonement for them, as the Lord commanded. Aaron therefore went to the altar and slaughtered the calf of the sin offering, which was for himself. The sons of Aaron brought the blood to him, and he dipped his finger in the blood, and put it on the horns of the altar, and poured out the blood at the base of the altar. But the fat, the kidneys, and the appendages above the liver of the sin offering, he burned on the altar, as the Lord commanded Moses. The flesh and the hide he burned with fire outside the camp. We pick up the story in verses 22 through 24. Aaron lifted up his hands toward the people and blessed them, and came down from the offering, the sin offering, the burnt offerings, and the peace offerings. Moses and Aaron went into the tent of the meeting, and when they came out, they blessed the people, and the glory of the Lord appeared to all people. A fire came out from before the Lord, and it consumed the burnt offering and the fat that were on the altar. When all the people saw this, they shouted and fell on their face. Our New Testament reading comes from the book of 1 Peter, chapter 4, verses 1 through 6. Good stewards of God's grace is the heading. Therefore, since Christ has suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. For he who has suffered in the flesh has ceased from sin, so that he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh, serving human desires, but the will of God. For in earlier times of our lives it may have sufficed us to do what the Gentiles like to do, when we walked in immorality, lust, drunkenness, carousing, debauchery, and abominable idolatries. They are surprised that you do not join them in the same excess of wild living, and so they speak evil of you. They will give an account to him who is ready to judge the living and the dead. For this reason, the gospel was preached also to those who are dead, so that even though they might be judged according to men in the flesh, they might live according to God and Spirit. And here ends our readings for the day.